all zodiac signs, members only, Thursday live. And so we got some pretty interesting energies playing out in the astrology today. We had Mercury forming a trine to Pluto. And then shortly after, Mercury entered into Libra. And so there's a conjunction at play in the energies between Mercury and Lilith right now. And so this really is dredging up a lot of old, unresolved issues. A lot of stuff coming up for me connected to my awakening. And so let's try and get through this live. I'm going to start off at the top with Aries. We're going to close off with Pisces. I grabbed 3 different decks that we're going to choose from today, and we are going to start off by using the energy oracle cards. We're going to get a tarot card for each of the signs with the Tarot of Dreams deck, and then we'll close it off with a message from Spirit. So hit that like button, guys. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Also, remember that this can be applied to any major placements like your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus, and especially the North Node. Really pay attention to your rising sign and your North Node energy, because I do feel those are really what's at play right now when it comes to a lot of these energies. So let's get at it and let's get a message for Aries. Okay, look at that. We get the Magician and the Mirror. And so I'm being shown a Knight of Swords. There could be some very challenging communication coming at you here, Aries. And so let me see here. I don't know if I can see. Okay. There could be like a mirroring energy here. And so you think of the mirror, there's 2 sides to the mirror. And so the Magician energy too is saying, hey, you've got the tools here to create the life that you want, but there's a mirroring situation here. And so usually the mirror kind of comes in to bring all of these deeply rooted triggers to the surface. And because I feel this Knight of Swords energy attached to this Magician and the Mirror, I do think there's a very challenging dynamic here that you might be dealing with, Aries. And I do feel this can trigger a lot of combative communication. So let's see what else needs to go along with that. Look at that. And we get the Justice energy. And so I do feel there could be a connection here that could feel like a mirror soul. It could be a mirror soul connection. But this is something about that eclipse energy coming through. We're going to have a new moon Libra eclipse playing out next week around the 2nd of October. And so there could be a rebalancing here. There could also be a need to recognize where there is a lack of balance when it comes to a mirror soul connection. And so this eclipse is going to come in and maybe eclipse something out of your life. But let's get a message from Spirit. Look at that honesty. There's a need to get honest about a situation here, Aries. And so the worst truth is always going to be better than a lie. And so what lie are you telling yourself about a situation that I feel maybe you've been trying to balance out for a while now, that there's just no resolution in sight? But this really is about a big time wake up call. It's really, really time to get honest about a situation so you can start creating the life that you want, Aries. Okay, so let's move on to Taurus. Messages for Taurus. Oh, we get the Victory card in reversed. Is the 2 of Wands in reversed. And so kind of gut punch. It feels like a gut punch. It feels like maybe the rug is getting pulled out under you. And so I feel there's where you're not going to come out on top. And so the Victory in reverse is saying, hey, there's a challenge. And you look at the wreath, it looks like the wreath of laurel. And so this could be like a challenge that brings it to your knees, Taurus. And to go with that, we get the 3 of Swords. So there is some type of painful ending here. There is something here that maybe isn't going to turn out exactly how you wanted it to turn out, but you're going to have to walk through the fire here. So Libra energy again. We do have Saturn at play. And so Saturn is retrograde in Pisces. So look to the house of Pisces and the house of Libra here, because maybe this is actually asking you to release a situation where there's just no resolution in sight. The Victory in reverse is kind of feeling like a 6 of Wands in reverse. And so kind of like a 5 of Wands. And so maybe you've really struggled with releasing a past heartbreak or a past pain. And so sometimes what doesn't work out is actually the divine redirecting you towards something so much better. And so the message from Spirit is saying, hey, If something isn't working out, it's because this situation is unhealthy. And so maybe you need to let go of an old heartbreak. Maybe you need to just recognize something here is not good for you. And although it might hurt to walk away from it, there's really not this energy of success coming forward if you keep holding on to something. And so recognize an unhealthy situation and try to bring yourself back into a state of balance, Taurus. Okay, so let's move on to Gemini. Oh, Gemini, look at that. You are Mercury's ruler. So, Gemini, Virgo energy coming through. Gemini, the fifth chakra, the throat chakra is coming through for you. And so I almost feel like a Knight of Cups energy. I also feel there's a block to these higher states of consciousness coming through for you because you got to learn to speak your truth. Gemini is all about communication. And so there could be a truth here coming to light about a situation maybe that you're dealing with, a King of Wands in reverse, Gemini. And so we get fire, we get air energy, but I feel it's time to make a judgment call. I feel anger. I feel maybe you've repressed your truth, and this is going to be coming to light with a vengeance. And so there's a need to do some emotional exploration here because I kind of feel a Knight of Cups at play. There's like this energy of somebody knows how to say all of the right things, but there's almost like a lack of passion as well playing out here for you, Gemini. And so this is really about you also getting really honest about a situation here. And so, yeah, look at that. Subtle cues, Gemini. Subtle cues may tell you what somebody's words are not telling you. And so somebody can speak a whole bunch of words of love, Gemini, but if their actions aren't matching what it is that they're saying, there's a need to take a step back, and maybe there's a need to stop communicating and become the observer when it comes to a situation here for you, Gemini. Okay, let's move on to Cancer. Door to value. I do feel there's a struggle here, though. I feel the Five of Wands at play, and so there's something that still needs to be unveiled for you, Cancer. And so it does feel like it's about to rain money on you, but something is behind the curtain here that has not been revealed. And so how can you take a step back and really recognize the value of your life, because true value is an inside job. What else needs to go with this card? Look at that. You got victory here, Cancer. You've got victory. And so you're going through some type of heart expansion is what it feels like coming through for you, Cancer. So Jupiter and Leo. But I do feel a Five of Wands. And so where do you need to release a lack mentality in order to open up the doorway to more abundance here? Because it's like you're overcoming challenges and you're going to come out on top. And so the message from Spirit, though, is don't deceive yourself. This situation is fraught with deception. I do think you're undervaluing yourself. And so our bank account is always going to be a reflection of our worth and of our value. And so do not deceive yourself of your worth and your value. I think there's something here that still needs to be uncovered before you can walk through the doorway of more blossoming abundance. And that's what I've got for Cancer. So let's move on to Leo. A message for Leo. Oh, look, I just said blossoming abundance, and look at that. We get the blossoming abundance card in reverse. So money might be going down the tube, but what they're showing me, Leo, is the Empress in reverse. And so there is a need to recognize your value. So you're probably working through maybe codependency issues, maybe something from the past is being brought to the surface that's a block to some type of an abundance. Yeah, something from the past. It's like you're holding on to maybe a past version of yourself, Leo. There is something here that you do need to walk away from. Maybe you need to walk away. Maybe you need to walk away from it all, Leo. But the Eight of Cups in reversed is saying, hey, there's clinging. There's a need to walk away. You're not walking away. This could also mean going back to something. But you're going to have to go back and look at why you're being blocked when it comes to abundance. And Saturn retrograde in Pisces, I think, is asking you to reevaluate your spiritual practices. And so maybe you haven't fully committed to walking the path, and that eclipse energy came in to say, hey, you got to take one last look at the past. You got to go back and look at the past one last time, Leo, before you can really step into your worth, because I do feel a very strong Empress in reversed energy here. And so this is about walking the higher path. And so the closing message for Leo, look at your spiritual path is being illuminated. And so you might feel like you're in the dark because we're kind of in between eclipse portals right now. And so maybe this full revelation won't come through until the eclipse energy next week. Maybe somebody's coming back to you because they didn't recognize your worth and your value. So that message is also coming through, but there's going to be massive illumination when it comes to your purpose. And so the Nine of Cups upright is, hey, I'm on the path. I'm walking the path. I'm going towards wish fulfillment. And I might not know what that means just yet, but there's illumination coming. And so really work through any self-worth issues over the coming days leading into that new moon eclipse. Okay, Leo, so let's jump into a message for Virgo. Messages for Virgo, rest and rejuvenate. So there's like a sun in reverse card here. There's a need to take a step back, Virgo. I feel almost like a layer of the dark night of the soul coming through for you, Virgo. And so maybe you do need to take a rest. Maybe you do need to take a step back. Maybe you're putting too much out there and you need to breathe. You need some breathing room, Virgo. They're also now showing me the Four of Swords in reversed. And so there could be a need to still heal from some type of ending here because the Four of Swords upright is the energy of death in the lower arcana. And so there's a truth here that still needs to kind of work its way through you. And you do need to take a step back. And so what I heard was no rest for the wicked. So let's get a tarot card for that. Four of Wands in reverse. So yeah, there's like a breakdown here. There is a need to kind of just take a step back. Virgo, there's the completion of an ending here is what it feels like. And so the Four of Wands upright is the doorway to some type of twin flame union. And so maybe you're going into a separation, maybe you're closing out a divorce, Virgo. I feel strong Aries energy with the Four of Wands, but there's something about karmic debt 19. There's something about healing from some type of situation where maybe there was some codependencies here. The Four of Wands in reverse is, hey, there's no resolution. There is a separation. There's a lack of unity. There's a need to really just take a step back. I feel like you just keep hitting the grind and you go into work every day and maybe you just need to take a step back. Maybe you just need to rest. And then we get reach out, they miss you. I would not suggest reaching out to anybody from the past, but I feel maybe it's time to really reach out to the old you that you used to be. Maybe you feel like you don't know who you are anymore after some type of ending, but I do not suggest reaching out to anybody. I always feel that that's a really bad idea, especially if you're closing out some type of cycle for an ending. And so it's okay to miss people. It's okay to miss the past. It's okay to miss the way things used to be. But I think there's almost an energy of don't over romanticize the past. And I'm getting tingles all down this side of my face as I say that. So that's a really strong message to pay attention to, Virgo. Okay, so messages for Libra next. Contract. Imagine that. The contract card. And so I feel the energy of the Lovers coming through. And so this might be a very strong collective message coming through today because we do have the Libra eclipse coming. And so we've got Libra season well underway. We've got Mercury in Libra, we've got Lilith in Libra, and we're going into an eclipse. And so there's something here about relationships coming through, relationship contracts. And so they're urging me to grab the book. So let's read into this. I think this is a message that everybody is going to need to hear because of all the Libra energy we are in. And so something about having blind faith, but let's read into this contract card out of the book for you, Libra. And so partnerships, legalities and commitments. And so this could mean the sale of a home. This could mean some sort of union or business deal, Libra. It could mean a new commitment, a new marriage. This could mean just something that's just an agreement that requires a document to be signed and some type of binding, at least for the time being. So I think you need to be receptive and aware of what might be coming your way because the light is going to shine on potential new opportunities. But in reverse, the card could also mean the ending of a previous connection. And so there might be some delays, Libra. There might be some delays. that need to be worked through before you can move to the next level on your journey. But I do think you need to be cautious, right? We don't want to become desperate in the energies. We do have to keep our heart open, and we have to be willing to be fully present and loving in order to kind of commit to the path of self-honoring our heart. And so I do think there's a lot of attraction, a lot of wonderful things coming. I do feel collectively there's a lot of beneficial connections that are going to start coming forward that are going to continue to support our path. But you're going to have some blind faith. So there's contracts ending, there's contracts starting. Look at that. We get the Six of Cups. So yeah, it is definitely the energy of old contracts are being put to bed. New contracts are coming forward. There could be a reunion. There could be somebody from the past coming back. But the Six of Cups is saying, hey, there's going to be a little bit of nostalgia coming up here when it comes to these contracts and these soul agreements that you've gone through. And so make sure that you do a full clearing of the past before preparing for that balanced relationship coming forward. Libra, a divine partner is on your path. And so this is going to be a love like you've never, ever known before. So close the book on the past. Have blind faith. There is a divine partner on your path, Libra. Very beautiful message. Okay, Scorpio, we're going to get a message for Scorpio next. Angel of Strength. And so I feel the 10 of Cups at play here. You're going to have to find your strength. I feel there's something about emotional contentment here, emotional fulfillment. You could be dealing with a Leo because of the lion on the card, but I feel you're at a pivot point here where you need to make a decision, and you're going to have to find your strength when it comes to making a decision. You already know. You know, the High Priestess. So we get Pisces energy. Scorpio, I think you've got a big decision to make here. This is about your happiness. This is about your contentment. This is about going towards fulfillment. And so the final message from Spirit is you need to refocus your energy if you want to attain your goals. So Scorpio, I think you're kind of in the darkness. You're kind of thrown into the darkness of the mystery right now in between these eclipse portals. And what you need to do is you need to meditate and you need to center yourself because these energies are feeling really, really heavy. But the High Priestess knows. And so something might have recently been revealed to you during that eclipse in the Pisces energy. And come Libra eclipse, you're going to have to make a decision to bring your life into balance. But you are protected. So trust that you are protected as you make, I feel, a very difficult decision. Scorpio. Okay, Sagittarius. Deceit in reversed. So I feel a Knight of Wands energy. This is like secrets coming to light. So if somebody's been deceiving you, get ready for that to be revealed. This could be a confession. They're also showing me the Seven of Swords. And so somebody here is surrounding you that can't be trusted. So what is this all about? Oh, judgment. This is part of your awakening. And so there could be an unexpected revelation, an unexpected departure when it comes to somebody that's been deceiving you. I feel with all of the red, this could be about money. Definitely could be about money, Sagittarius, but I do feel this is about an awakening. This is triggering some type of an awakening. And with Pluto retrograde, I think you're being asked to call something back to you. So if something's been taken from you, take your power back. It's time to take your power back. You're definitely going through an awakening here, and you do need to get honest with yourself. So maybe you're deceiving yourself about a situation. You need to get honest with yourself about what is really going on here, and you're going to have to make a final judgment call. If you notice on this judgment, you got the divine triangle right at the third eye, and so you are seeing a situation clearly. So do not deceive yourself. I think you're dealing with some type of player or somebody who's trying to play you or pull the wool over your eyes, and you need to get honest with yourself. So get ready for another layer of awakening or soul retrieval, Sagittarius. Okay, Capricorn. Walking away. So it feels like an ending. It feels like you're walking through the gateway of an ending, and it is leading you to a new beginning. So once you walk away from a situation that's no longer serving you, it's leading you right to the Ace of Wands. And so there is an opportunity here for a brand new creative beginning, a creative spark. So you might be taking one last look back at the past, but you're walking away. Feels like you're walking away from something, walking away from a Knight of Cups. Maybe you're walking away from a long-standing commitment. The Knight of Cups could be somebody that you've been with since you were teenagers or in your college years. But the Knight of Cups, too, is saying, hey, there was a lack of emotional maturity here. You could have been dealing with a smiling liar, and it's just kind of time to walk away from that person because you're maturing. You are recognizing like, hey, wisdom's been gained, a lesson's been achieved, and now it's time to learn something new. And so enough learning's been necessary, or the learning was necessary, connected to a cycle with, I feel like a love bomber, a smiling liar, and now you're finally free. You're walking away. So walk away, walk through the gateway of this new experience. Okay. Messages for Capricorn. I mean, Aquarius. Aquarius. Oh, happy family in reversed. So there is like a connotation of a Four of Wands in reversed here. And so Aquarius, I think if you're trying to portray to the outside world that you've got your happily ever after, I don't think you're really fooling anybody. But this could also be a completion of a family cycle coming to a close. So there is an ending. There's a separation here. You know, maybe deep down inside you thought this was a happy family. It's really not a happy family. And to go with that, we get the Palace of Cups in reverse. And so I do think this is a painful ending. This is kind of opening you up to a new emotional experience, though. And so, you know, all endings do usually bring sadness. And what I heard was so much for my happy ending. So I also feel an Emperor in reversed energy here. And so there's blocks on the heart. Somebody here really wasn't fully emotionally committed to some type of family structure anyway. And so I just feel like there's some love lost here. But this is likely going to lead you to an epiphany about the next phase of your journey. So pay attention to your dreams. There could be messages coming through in dream space. So keep a journal with you by your bedside, because I think messages are coming through in dream space about a family situation that is coming to a close. And that's what I got for you, Aquarius. Okay, so we're going to close it off with Pisces. And then we're going to get just a general message at the end of all the signs. So Pisces, look at that. We're closing it off with Pisces, and we get the world. And so there is a major cycle coming to completion for you during these eclipse energies, for sure. Pisces, the world represents completion. You're reaching spiritual attainment, you're reaching spiritual fulfillment, and so something does need to leave your life. 29 is the anaretic degree, and so we've got quite a bit of energies at play right now. In retrograde, we've got Saturn retrograde in Pisces, we've got Neptune retrograde in Pisces. We've got Pluto at the 29th degree. So you might want to pay attention to where Pluto is sitting at in your birth chart. But it's kind of time to walk the walk and talk the talk and walk the path. And so it's time to complete a long-standing cycle for you, Pisces. And I think you're stepping into being some type of spiritual teacher, the teacher of the teachers. And so it is time to take heart-centered action. That's what it feels like. And so when we close a cycle, when we reach attainment, when we reach illumination and enlightenment, we owe it to others to share that truth. And so you might be met with some challenges. You might be met with some opposition, because nobody really likes a truth speaker. But I do feel you're the teacher of the teacher here, and it's really time to defend your beliefs. You might find yourself on defense when it comes to people coming at you. People might be seeking you out for advice as well. And so use your discernment as to who should be allowed into your life, and know when to walk away. So major completion for Pisces. Know when to walk away. Know when to walk away, yeah. And maybe you'll be met with challenges. So let's get a general collective message. We're going to get 2 cards from each pile. We get Journey and Storm Warning. And so it is a journey, right? And so this is about taking those next steps. And so we are at a major collective crossroads. We've got big choices to make. And so the 10 card is the storm warning. And so you think of all of the tens in the tarot, the 10 of cups, the 10 of pentacles, the 10 of wands, the 10 of swords. And so sometimes things need to die away in order for the journey to progress. And so I don't know. I think the path is still really much unwritten. That was a big song playing over and over in my head this morning, was the Natasha Bedingfield song, Unwritten. And so be willing to walk through the storm. I do think we're almost on the other side of all of these challenges. When the storm warning comes out in reverse, it's like, hey, the worst is over. It's already happened. They're showing me the 10 of swords in reverse. So the worst has already happened. Shine the light, be the light for others. Keep mending bridges, keep crossing the threshold, because I think there's many paths being presented right now. We get the Page of Cups and we get the Star for healing. So there's going to be new opportunities to start up new relationships, healing relationships. We are so close to grounding in the collective consciousness for the age of Aquarius. And so this is about authenticity. This is about being a humanitarian. This is about being open-hearted and being willing to explore new emotional avenues. The Page of Cups too is like deep inner child healing. And so the worst has already happened. The worst wound you could ever have gone through was likely in childhood, and it's already over. And so now it's time to take that, and it's time to heal, and it's time to move forward. And so beware of people and circumstances that will serve as a test of your spiritual will. So right now we are all being tested. And so when we are being tested, we do need to remain in high vibration. We're here to show the world how bright our light can shine. And so although you don't see it, guys, there is a divine plan at work. So trust and have faith and shine that light. And I do look forward to seeing you all again next Thursday. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Have a great day, and I will see you next Thursday, guys.